Kenny Analyst, No ID, and we got a special guest in the building today. Our first guest, Kuman. Give it up for him. Let's give it up for him. We ain't gonna be overzealous, but we want to remember you. Like right now, you here right now, and we at the bottom. So if we do end up making it to the top, like I was down with y'all niggas when y'all ain't have nothing.
Right.
Yeah. So you an artist.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like expressing your creativity. Like, where did that come from?
Well, in my opinion, I think that everybody want to find what they want to be in life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it started off with like some comedy skits and stuff like that, just for fun, and I wanted to venture off into upgrading the comedy skits into music, like comedy skits, like comedy raps. And I had a buddy, he made beats and stuff, so he had me sitting there for like a month or two waiting for a beat so I could start off doing that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, after waiting so long, you gotta go ahead and just pull the trigger yourself and try to figure this stuff out. So I downloaded the Fruity Loop Studio mobile app on my iPhone 6 Plus. And I started making beats off of there. And I started making comedy raps all the time. And I started listening to the comedy raps like, damn, I kind of like how this sounds. So I'll probably take it to the next level and actually take it more serious. And the thing about content creation is you could be doing this stuff for a long time with no recognition. So you'll have you creating stuff that you know is good, but nobody gonna listen to it. So it's like, you gotta figure out what's gonna keep you pushing forward with that and keep that creativity alive. And,
You want to say something quick?
When you say that, right, when you say you create content for a long time and get no recognition,
right.
Like, are you saying that based on, I just made a video, upload it, and then just waiting to see who come across this, or you're saying this after you actually pushing your own music and going to events and going wherever you need to be to get heard?
Well, you see in the 2000s how you could just put something on the internet and randomly it'll blow up.
Get that exposure automatically.
That's how YouTube worked. YouTube was rocking like that. Some people just get so lucky they'll post one little dumb clip, and then it'll blow up so crazy, and they in the mix now. And it's like,
but that varies though, right?
Right.
I think when it comes to music, when it comes to like what you're doing with comedy skits or comedy rap, I think that's something you also gotta have boots on the ground too simultaneously. The stuff that normally go viral and everything is normally the things that's extremely insane, or in some cases when it is music, with nowadays how things have changed with apps with TikTok, and TikTok blew a lot of people up now too and everything. It's not even their music that's really like it's what somebody else doing with the song that's
right.
making it go crazy.
But it's like it's a lot of, like I told you, success is when preparation meets opportunity, and they're usually not always connected.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of luck in this industry. Like I look at what happened with Lil Nas X in the Old Town Road.
Yeah.
He made that song as a parody for Red Dead Redemption 2, the game.
Oh man.
So he made that as a parody, and his name was a parody. He was just putting something on the internet, and it blew up wilder than he could have ever would have thought. Not saying I rock with Lil Nas X, but but yeah, what I'm saying, but that good fortune is like what makes something go viral is unpredictable.
Yeah. And I was talking more in regards to the comedy stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm doing comedy, and then I started doing comedy raps that transferred over to real rap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I'm not gonna have any eyes on me anyway, I'm gonna do what I wanna do.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the K Styles. And then ever since then, it's been up for me because I just been constantly making, like, when I first started making real music, I was making music every day.
Yeah.
So,
Cause that's where the love was at.
yeah, that's where the love is at. My love is with music. It's always been with music. Because, you know, I've been a big fan of music forever. So, you know, to be able to make some stuff myself, you know, that's tight, like, damn. You know, you start to feel crazy after a while because you listening to yourself every day. I don't listen to nobody else's music. I only listen to me. So it's...
Like, actually?
Yeah.
So, like, you don't, you have any musical influences like that?
3 6 Mafia for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, 3 6 Mafia.
Myself, yeah.
People that make their own beats, that's who I rock with.
Yeah,
Like
DJ
Space
Paul.
Ghost Perp, you know what I'm saying? People like that make their own beats, you create your own sound, I respect that. More than somebody that just fan a beat on the internet and hop on it. For you to actually put in all that work, you know, it's a labor of love, music, to me. Because it's like, especially when you engineer your own stuff. I never recorded in a studio. All of my stuff is from in the house. In my house I had built a studio up in there. Like every beat I rapped on is my beats. So if you listen to any song of mine and you hear a beat, you be like, dang, that beat raw. I made it.
They are, yeah.
You hear the vocals and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Over time, learning more and more about engineering, I did that. So everything you hearing is me. So if you like anything about my music, it's me. Everything.
I really can definitely respect that because like I remember when I first figured out about ghostwriters, I took that shit kind of personal. I got insulted. I'm like, this nigga not writing any raps. I was like, hold the fuck up. But so it's like you ask Drake or Kanye like, okay, you made this song inspired me. You know, can you tell me about it? I don't fucking know. I didn't write it. And I'm like, that's crazy as hell. So it's like,
Yeah.
so for you to take it one step further, like even like you creating the sound and then you creating the message, like yeah, I definitely respect that.
But there's nothing wrong with that thought because once upon a time there was gatekeepers of the music. So once upon a time, you know, writing your own record was a standard. And people that didn't write their own record, they would get exposed.
If somebody
And
came to
everything.
me tomorrow and they had a song and a beat and they said, hey bro, hop on this and do this song and you're gonna get paid $100,000, I'm gonna do it. I'm just going, you know what I'm saying? As long as it ain't
So we down to sell the soul musically.
no, as long as it's not something that goes against me personally as a man. Like, I'm not selling my soul to, you know, the alphabet community or nothing like that. I'm not finna do none of that. So it's like, it's gonna be straight up. If it's not matching what I believe, I can't do it.
Yeah, because it's also like it's talent in getting the message out too. Even though like I do respect like the artistry of you conveying your message, but like who gonna say they don't respect Michael Jackson here right now? But he was able to deliver it, perform it in a way that like get it across to the people, and it's like, you know, it's work on that side.
I just seen the video of him, and he was telling these people on the instruments how to play the instrument.
Yeah.
He said, no, I need to sound a little more like this. And then he just humming it out to them, and then they figuring it out off of his ear. So
Yeah, I mean, he was musically inclined,
Yeah.
but like as far as like the records, he wasn't. They had like.
There was multiple people in there helping them.
I mean, Quincy Jones really did a whole lot. Like I didn't realize it was probably I would say probably Thriller, everything like that.
Yeah.
40% Mike, 60% Quincy Jones.
So okay. So when it comes to the writing, it was Quincy. When it comes to the performing, it was Mike.
Yeah, a lot of stuff he overall Mike's creative vision on. Because he was like, no, it should be like this, and him and Mike would be going back and forth, and then he'll just make the final cut, and then the people love it, and then Mike was like, oh, you right.
So it's a team effort then, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I got the personality, you can iron this out and everything. And then, so they still bouncing ideas and lyrics with each other.
Yeah.
So he still plays a part in some of his lyrics and some of the things that he's saying. He probably couldn't deliver it the way Quincy could write it or say it in a way that would make sense and be smooth, but one was able to read the person's brain and be like, well, not read his brain, but like one was able to read what he's trying to do and be like, okay, let me clean this up for you. So it's still some of his.
Who, Mike?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of Mike. I mean, there is no good without Mike, but it's like, I forgot what song. Damn, gotta pull my Michael Jackson song. But you know, it's like,
Oh yeah. And you be like, I ain't finna
Yeah,
say, I ain't finna
Edit
see.
it down.
I ain't finna
You
see.
gotta see. But like, you know,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And then he come in screaming like, "Woo!"
Yeah.
That whole intro. Damn, I can't believe I can't think of that song.
You like, shut up. That one.
But he didn't want that whole string intro at the beginning. He was like, he wanted to just come in right to the verse.
Mm.
And Quincy was like, no, we need that at the beginning. And it's like, as soon as you hear that beginning, you know what song it is, you know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like Quincy Jones had foresight on that.
Mm.
Yeah. I noticed that recently, like having, something coming in instead of just having an instrumental, like you saying something, it end up leading into the song way harder.
Yeah.
So that people, like you said, you know what you finna hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, like you hear these words, you know it's finna jump into that.
Like a little speech at the beginning of the Jay-Z public announcement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That thing, like that build up.
Right.
And then he come in and allow me to reintroduce myself like that.
Yeah.
whole-
Yep.
That is iconic just in itself. So it's like if he just came in and rapped it, it probably wouldn't have had the same impact.
Mm-hmm.
So it's stuff like that. How long did it take you to make beats?
Huh?
I was saying, how long did it take you to learn how to make beats?
There's multiple answers to that because on the iPhone 6 Plus, I had an older program on Fruity Loops Mobile. So it took me a little bit to learn that first. And then Fruity Loops said, oh, we're going to just randomly update this. And they updated. I had to relearn how to do the whole thing because it's a whole different program. But this update ended up correlating with the computer program. So it actually ended up getting me prepared to buy the software for the computer. So the computer was a lot easier because I had previous experience with the mobile product. But I'm still learning today.
Yeah.
Like it's been 8 years.
Instead of evolving.
Well, actually, like 9 years since I made my first beat. And it's like you learn new things. Like on this project I'm working on now, I learned new stuff. On this new project I'm working on now that's coming out January 31st, K-Styles 3, I'm learning new stuff. It's like that program is so big that it's like it's impossible damn near to learn everything because it's hidden gems all throughout it. But to create my sound, it took me a good 2 years to really get up in there and really learn the engineering and everything where I was like confident with it and to find my voice. Because that's another big thing with recording is finding your voice that you want to project out on that type of beat. And it's like, that's still something to today. You find the new voices. Like this year on my 4 projects that I dropped this year is on the second one from this year, I really noticed like the switching of the voice, it really makes a big impact on songs. Like to be able to really know how to use your whole voice from the low all the way to the top.
That's what I was saying. Like, I was telling my baby brother, like some of my favorite artists, when you grew up with them and you listen to them, they sound like 2 different people. Like Rest in Peace, Prodigy. Like if you listen to like the infamous, the Shook ones, how he sounds on there from how he sounds like on H9C2, it's like 2 different people, 2 different styles. I mean, like you could sit these 2 voices next to each other, and you can tell they're the same person. You want to get into something real quick?
It was more, to go back to that, normally that's a lot of growth though, and a lot of reviewing of the world. You go through so much, you change, the whole character change.
Exactly.
So once your first record is not going to be the second record because, your first album was never going to be the same as your second album because everything you done went through, all the disappointments, all the happy moments, all the learning lessons that it came, now when you come with your second album, and plus age, you high pitched 10 years ago. Your balls probably dropped, right? But I do got a question though. So, do you remember your very first record? Do you remember the name, and do you remember how old you was when you dropped your very first record?
The very first one that I released to the wilds is Grandpa KC Viagra's.
I gotta look for that one.
So what was going on when you was like, I need to get this out there?
I made that beat and it's like, and I was like, what can I make to this? Then I was like, I need the Viagra's, and then it just, from there, created onto that. And then I was like, I had this LG Stylo 2 that I had bought, and I just hurried up, recorded the video on that, shot the video, put everything together, and released it to the warehouse. Grandpa KC Viagra.
So it's like, are you like trying to just catch an idea? Like you like, I got an idea just come to you. Like I gotta get this out there. Cause I was looking at like some of your songs and song titles, and I was like, it seems kind of spontaneous.
Yeah.
So like you.
I go off the beat. So whatever I get from the beat, and whatever line hit me first, that's what it's gonna be.
Dude, are you writing these down or are you freestyling?
No, I'm writing them down in my notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a so you got a record called Black Dogs, and one of the lines on there that really stuck with me is
You said Black who?
I mean Black Knight.
Oh, Black Knight.
No, sorry about that. My bad, bro. Thank you. But you got a record called Black Knight, and one of the lines that stuck with me was, hoping for, you need to focus on yourself, and if you don't, things will always stay the same.
Yeah.
And everything. Like, can you explain to me like when that verse came to you?
Before that verse, it was basically talking about relationship kind of. So
we get to that.
Right. So basically, it's a lot of dudes that invest too much of themselves into their partner, and they lose sight of who they are, and it could be devastating.
Yeah.
Like when you forget who you are as a man or what attracted this woman, she gonna walk away.
Yeah.
Because she don't even remember it no more now because you too busy kissing her butt.
You're stuck
You
in the
know what I'm
past.
saying? You putting her too high on a pedestal. You got to remember who you are and keep projecting that to the world so you can continue to have your success.
So pretty much that was a relationship verse. Because when I read this, hoping for a change, focus on yourself, or you'll always stay the same. So pretty much you saying like a person is hoping that whoever they significant other will change, and
but basically, it's like I gotta think about that verse now.
It's all right.
It could be definitely interpreted that way because like you could see what you could see. I mean that's the thing about art as well. It's like they're subjective. Like a lot of people like do that with Kendrick a lot. Like they'll be putting all this meaning that he may have meant or he may not have meant, but he's like, I'm not even gonna tell you what it means. Like whatever you get from it.
Yeah, whatever you want from it.
Yeah.
Right,
But for me, it meant this. But it's
Yeah.
like I ain't finna tell you what to take from the message.
Right.
Whatever you want from that is up to you to have.
Okay.
But like, yeah, you can definitely apply that in general because, like, if you don't make a change, you'll say this. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's simple, but it's complex.
It's very complex. That could be in anything in life, whether it's your career goals, whether it's just a change in your work life, just in general.
Because
Yeah.
basically, at Domino's Pizza, I'm starting as a delivery man. I want to be the team lead one day. You know what I'm saying? I want to work my way up the ranks. I want to own the store. I don't want to keep delivering these pizzas.
I hear you. You're right.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
So you have another record that kind of stuck with me too. Suicide. Hey, we're gonna get a little dark for a brief second.
Yeah.
And but it has a great the ending is a more of a upbeat ending with like give yourself a chance to be great. That stuck with me and everything because a lot of people do go through at a very early age when they feel like they want to just get rid of themselves, but they not giving themselves a chance to change and everything.
Right.
You want to speak on that?
And speak to that, like the beginning of you realizing that you was having thoughts like that, and how you make it out.
Basically, as a kid, grew up in a split home. My dad lived around the corner, mom was here, and I didn't feel the love that I felt I should feel from my mother. So that can negatively impact you as a child growing up. So that how you coming up with these crazy little thoughts in your mind about things, and I had to just keep living and seeing things and growing as a person to realize things. But one of the lines in the song was basically talking about me cutting at my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I had a little butter knife and I was doing that as a kid, so I remembered that. and I seen a little bit of blood, and I was like, hell no, what am I doing? It's like, it was an awakening. It's like, I can't hurt me. I gotta love me. What am I doing here? So after that little experience, I was like, heck no, I ain't doing this no more. I ain't finna play around with that. I ain't finna give in to these intrusive thoughts. That's what a lot of people have, is intrusive thoughts that'll get you to do something that you ain't supposed to be doing. Because you're gonna give in to that. That's why a lot of people in prison right now, for life. They had an intrusive thought. They acted on that thought, thinking that this was the right answer, but that was
Emotional.
That was a dark thought from, if you religious, the devil or whatever type of dark entity you believe in, is something trying to trick you out of your life.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of religion, you got like 2 records, but I'm just gonna go on lost belief.
Oh, lack of belief.
Yeah, lack of belief. And in that record, you speak about like, yo, I waste my time going to church, and I gave y'all that money, and I want it back, and I want a check.
Yeah.
And everything.
Basically, that's going at my old pastor, because I used to go to church and stuff, and the guy, basically, I noticed from the first day I went up in there, he talking about give you a 10% offering to go to a place that we have no proof exists. You telling me I gotta give you 10% of my money every week for a mansion in the sky? And I'm like, wait a minute, when did you die and come back? How you gonna tell me about this fictitious place? And it's just not making sense to me. So, I'm man giving back to the people, but I'm not giving to an organization, and I'm not knowing what you finna
Do with it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a man out here off of Pulaski by the expressway with one leg.
I know that.
With the crutches.
He up there every day.
Always got the bears. I get him money freely.
Yeah.
I like to get him. I gave him like $20 the other day. His whole face lit up.
Yeah.
He was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
I was like, "That's my man."
Because
Whenever I see
you know
him,
he going through something. You know what he going through.
and at least he's out here putting his feet in the mud to get it. There's other people out here that want to come in your face, but, hey, bro, could I get $20, bro? Nah.
Well, ain't this almost the same thing? It's kind of contradicted a little bit, right? Yeah, he has one leg, but he dressed really well. But the thing is with that is they both doing the same thing.
I mean,
But he's out here.
I wouldn't say that.
That dude is out here. If that dude that was on my Facebook actually had the energy to get out here and try to get it, I'd probably give it to him too.
Okay.
Because he came outside. But you
Yeah.
telling me from the safety of your home, you're going to ask me
Yeah.
for this?
Yeah.
To get some
yeah.
weed or something? What are you...
Yeah, from the home, that's already crazy. But it's
Right.
like also, if you able-bodied,
Right.
and you ask another able-bodied person for some bread, I don't really got no sympathy for that. You better be limping or something. You gotta bend it over me. make it like you gotta goddamn
Because-
show me you hurt.
Because even with him, he's not like not enabled. Like, he's he can clearly probably get a job. And
I mean,
everything
but like,
in real time. Like, so when you say like, yo, I'm not gonna give you $20 because you're not out here trying, and then you got another person that's all because he's outside.
He's
doing
trying.
it, but it's the same thing. They both asking without really doing work.
but the sympathy is up for somebody missing a limb. And
Yeah.
he's,
Okay.
and
so
he's not.
so he got a leg up.
Let him limp up in there for the interview. They're gonna be like, we not fucking with this.
Yeah.
They gonna be like,
They gonna come up with a reason. They gonna say, he don't got the right degree. We don't need a degree for the job.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
And then, also speaking about like him missing a leg, he not missing the whole joint. And even if he had insurance, like accidental death and dismemberment, if I lose this much of the hand, they be like, we don't cover that. Like when I had that through a previous job, they like, you gotta be missing past the elbow for you to get a check. And I'm like, so what, this ain't as good as this?
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, y'all don't know what his story is, but yeah, definitely.
Wow.
But not to get too sidetracked about the paralyzed dude. When you was losing your faith, and you was mad at the pastor, was you looking at religion as a whole, or was you looking at like, I'm looking at you being on BS?
Nah, I was looking at the whole thing.
Yeah.
But he was the icing on the cake. It's not making sense to me. But it's like, to each his own. I love when I meet Christians that believe. Because I wish I could, but I can't. Because it's just like I got a whole different vision. So, but I believe in God, though. But I don't believe in organized religion. And I don't believe in another man telling me how to speak to my God.
So
Yeah.
it's almost like, it feels like a cult to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, cult, yeah.
Somewhat, but it's just like, it's just not for me. I don't care. It's like I say, I commend everybody that do believe, as you Muslim, Christian, Jewish, whatever you are. Love it. I love it for you. But for me personally, it's not for me.
But you do believe in something out there.
Yeah. Because some have to create all of this.
that's what
I
I'm
look
saying.
at you, I look at him, I see God in everybody and everything that's natural. So it's like the trees, the animals.
The
This
energy.
stuff ain't just here.
Yeah.
And that energy inside of us, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
yeah.
we definitely become more secular as a nation. It's like everybody is trying to hold on to it, and I see them like trying to bend the word to how they want to look.
That's
at
what
it.
I'm saying.
And they do a lot of bending. Because like in God's law, it's cut and dry.
Right.
But like you got people that believe in Christ. I'm like, we don't mess with y'all like that. y'all supposed to be dead.
That's-
It's like, but he don't mean that for me. I mean,
Literally,
like,
in it says in the Bible, abomination, right?
Yeah.
Being a homosexual is an
It's
abomination.
They wanna bend it, you
it's
can't
uncleanly.
Yeah.
It says uncleanly.
It's an abomination. That's what they say.
I'm cheating on my wife, but I'm still getting old. You're not gonna get in. like these gates is shut.
But that goes back to you asking about the meaning of that verse.
Yeah.
That's what the Bible is. It's an open. Each pastor could come in and they could play double dutch with them words and
Yeah.
make it. Hey, I'm gonna tell this verse right here so I can trick them out their bread and make them feel this type of way and be able to finesse them. That's a lot of these preachers are con artists.
It's almost like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's almost like the book of Eli, right?
Yeah.
One dude was protecting the book from. And then
That's one of my favorite
Yeah,
movies.
and
Yeah, I love that
he
movie.
would, because he can read, but the person was looking for another person was looking for the book to control the people because they couldn't read
Yeah.
and everything. And that was pretty much the premise.
The premise of the book,
Yeah.
I mean, the story is that they wanted the book, but then they realized that like he was guarding the book, but the book wasn't physical. The words was written on his heart because he was blind.
Yeah, it was in Braille, basically, because he was blind, so he could read about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So they wanted him to, they needed him to,
Translate it.
yeah.
No, it was nothing in the book.
No, it was in Braille, because he was blind.
He was blind. But
Yeah,
when they
it was
got
in Braille. That's what, when he was reading
Yeah,
it.
because he
He
was
was
doing
that,
I
and
do
they was
remember that part.
recording it on the paperwork as he read through the Bible in Braille. That's one of my favorite movies.
I remember like when they got to the book and it was like, oh, we came in, but then he had to tell
They
them.
couldn't read it because they can't read in Braille.
Yeah, he had to tell them
Yeah.
what it was.
And then they was sitting there recording. He was sitting on that lounge chair,
Yeah.
and they was recording as he was reading it.
Yeah. I take it as, when it comes to the Bible is a weapon in real time.
Wait a minute. I'm not even sure now. I ain't trying to act like I know more because he probably did remember it. Now you got, see what I'm saying? I don't know.
It was
I don't know now.
It was a revelation. Like they got the book and they was like this,
Yeah.
and then the words was on his heart.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch it
I gotta
again.
watch it too, yeah. Because they ended up getting the book and then they was flipping through it and it was empty.
Yeah, because I don't like to sound too sure about something if I'm not. Because
Yeah, I mean, because like now
yeah.
we got to do the knowledge. But as far as I remember, it was because I was like, damn, they was doing all this for an empty book, but it was like it wasn't about the book itself. It was about the words being on his heart.
Yeah.
And we can always correct ourselves on the next episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing too solid. We moving.
But other than that, for me personally, I always saw it as it's like a guideline and everything, how to just live right or just live as a decent person. And, it kind of tells you, why you shouldn't lust, or it tells you about gluttony, or it tells you about forgiving and things. So it's a guideline, but I just think it's a weapon too, because in the right hands,
it can be weaponized.
it can be weaponized. Yeah.
The Bible
Yeah.
is perfect for children. a good guideline and setup for your children.
Yeah.
But as they age and become adults, you gotta let them be able to make their own decisions. But it's a good guideline for children for sure.
That get tricky. That can get tricky. But going to our next track you got, which was another favorite track of mine, Heartless. And in this track, it seemed like you like this person you wrote the song for was like your first love. Could you tell this amazing story about, you know, how
It
they
was
moved away?
basically, some of it was just to sound good because we never had an apartment together.
Yeah.
So, and she never cheated on me, so.
Oh, yeah, a little embellishment.
Yeah.
Artistic embellishment. We're gonna hype it a little bit.
Yeah. But
Because I was when he was like, what he say? She had an apartment with the new dude.
Yeah,
the next dude.
Because there's a
Oh,
verse.
that's cold blooded.
Yeah, there's a verse in there where you're like, yo, you told me he's your friend, so I discarded him.
no,
We broke
but
up
that's
and
a true
you-
statement.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
She had a friend, her grandma died. And I pulled up in my car to the funeral, and I see her get out the little limousine. I see this big, tall, light-skinned dude get out. I'm like, who is that? She's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is just my friend. What's going on here? I never met this dude. I don't know nothing about this dude. We've been together since we were 17, all the way to we was 23.
Oh, and now she got a new
23,
friend?
24. And there's some dude I never met.
Oh, no,
So
I ain't met.
I'm like, nah, but granted, due to me, I used to break up with her a lot so it wouldn't be cheating when I sleep with other women.
Oh, the finesse.
So it's like, so I wouldn't be called a cheater. I break up with her, smash who I want, come back and tell her, oh, I'm sorry, I did this again. She accept me back. That's both.
At least you was upfront. though. It
That's
wasn't
some
like,
real
no.
honorable stuff. I would never thought of nothing like that. Ever. Like,
So I wouldn't, nobody can call me a cheater because I break up, I do what I want to do, and if she take me back, that's on her.
But you told her what you was doing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's
You know,
upfront.
I used to have these thoughts, right? Like, if I was dying and everything, like, my last thing I would try to do is reset my phone to default.
So like you catch that bullet to the chest and you like, wait, but no, give me my phone.
That would be, I used to imagine myself doing that. Like, yo, if I got any breath left, if I can move, it's to get to the settings, hit reset,
Oh, man.
it's everything. But that's some real honorable stuff, though. That's honest stuff. Like, you know, when I think about my younger days, you know, I had, you know, it was a free fall for me. So it was like, yo, what the eyes can't see, the mind don't know mentality.
Yeah.
And everything. So
Yeah, you know, he one thing that he had said, which sounds crazy taken out of context, but he was like, if I can go back in time, I would have never tried to have sex. And I'm like, that's a strong statement, bro. But he was talking about how destructive everything could get, like between relationships and things of that nature.
A lot of these women that we sleeping with don't deserve that part of us. But being men,
You gotta
sometimes
get
that
them
nature is gonna come out and you're gonna get in bed with the devil. So it's
Yeah.
like a lot of these people do not deserve our touch, our time, our communication, but we end up giving it to them because, you know.
it ain't everybody who asks, you know, or female wise, right? So you
Yeah.
be so excited.
Yeah.
Like and like to go to dig deeper in there. I mean, pause. To dive deeper into that conversation. You know, what I was saying was, you know, and it kind of go back to the Bible and like, yo, I really understand the importance of getting married first before you start having sex and everything. Like when I really think back on my first experience, the first time I lost my virginity, I went crazy after that. And it's like you damn near become, and I ain't have no good guidance. So I'm around a bunch of other people that's on that time, like, yo, where the females at? Like, yo, you try to, and then you going through these, you going through these feelings, and you having these experiences, and you having these feelings, and you're getting experience the stuff that's becoming addicting and everything. So now you going through your day, and you looking at everybody as, you don't even look at the female as a person. Now you just looking like, man, I wonder how quick can I get into the crib? Or how can that become a whole goal now. So, and I think back, like, man, if I can go back and do it all over again, I would just do it with one person and just live and
That
be married
sounds
and blah, blah,
good,
blah.
but at the
it's
end of
like-
the day, that's also a way that you could be manipulated a lot
No, you know,
over time. Because if all you know is just one person, that's a law right there. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer would be.
I mean, how I feel about it, especially with the, sex before marriage can be looked at as bad, but also marriage before sex can be looked at as bad. It's like in Mormon culture, they abide by that very strongly, so it leads to them getting married to the first thing they see just so that they can bust another, and that's a problem. So it's like, oh man, we got to get to the altar because I can't take it no more. So then it's like that's a problem. But I tell my baby brother, like, he be trying to get involved and then he end up falling out with his girl or whatever. But I'm like, you are a young man, you can get out there. All of these women out there, you choose the best one, and then you be loyal to that. So it doesn't make any sense that you have all of this choice and then you pick one and then you don't be loyal to. Like, you can just pick the best one, and then
You can just be single.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being single and playing the field.
No, single could lead to insanity. In some cases.
extend it.
I think that
single, it'll lead to insanity. And I say that because, when you, after a while, the things that make life is somebody to share those moments with. So a TV is not really that fun to watch if you don't get nobody on the couch with you watching the show with you.
I
And
don't know.
everything. But for real, like going, like trying, like going. Have you ever been to the movies by yourself?
Yeah, and I love it.
No, but sometimes I did it a couple times too, and sometimes it's okay.
I
It
do
could be
everything
okay.
by myself. I go out to eat at a restaurant by myself. I cook by myself. I had a house for years by myself.
Yeah.
I love being by myself.
Yeah,
I listen to a lot of your music. There's another track when you get when
I
you talk
love
about
being by myself. I do not need somebody in my space doing silly
I
stuff.
mean, so like y'all coming from two different perspectives right now. So it's like,
You need a woman. I don't.
No, I'm not saying I need a woman. I'm
It
just saying
sounds because you said you can't sit on that couch and relax by yourself and enjoy a movie.
yo, I can do that in some cases, and some solidarity is okay to have. Too much of it can drive you crazy. It's almost like
I guess I'm crazy,
I
guys.
understand, but no, you putting on the front right now.
No,
No,
for
he's
real.
putting on the front.
but like
He's putting on the
got
front.
something that you're dealing with. You ain't just
Here go the
know
thing.
a while.
Here go the thing. I need a woman for a certain thing, and it's like when we not doing that thing, it's like I like to be alone. So it's just the way it is for me.
So it's all about that physical component. Nothing like have somebody that you
I'm
can talk
not
to.
in relationship mode.
I mean, I get that.
In relationship mode, I did that. I had that love for somebody, but as I'm aging, I'm seeing that we don't have infinite time here. So I need to make the most of my time. And I had a situation last year, and I noticed I didn't make much music because I was always laying up with this chick. And it's just like I need time by myself so I could be constructive instead of destructive. I need time to myself so I could build up my brand and myself as a man and not skip my workouts and stuff like that.
The biblical side of it is the story of Samson and Delilah. You know the story?
No, okay.
So Samson, he's a strong warrior, but then nobody can beat him.
Mhm.
So they end up sending Delilah to him to love him, befriend him,
And cut his hair.
Oh
So,
yeah.
So she ends up cutting his hair, and then he ends up losing his strength. But by the end, he realized that the strength wasn't in his hair, it's in his faith. But like, as far as like a woman, metaphorically cutting your hair, that is kind of a thing. Because it's like, like they want you to be the strong, dominant figure. But then when they get with you, you start to lose that.
Yes. Yes.
So
You
that's
lose
like-
sight. That's what I was saying earlier. Losing sight of who you are as a man
Okay.
can be detrimental.
All right, so this is where I disagree, and agree, right? Yes, are there bird brains out there? Are there women out there that don't have a lot of substance to them that you want to be mindful with sleeping with them, and they can be dangerous because they can be just dead weight? Yes, that is true. But there's also women out there that will help you prevail in life. That will help you with whatever you're trying to go through or whatever you're doing. And whatever, there are some women out there that are just as strong or just as equal to you and will help you get to where you're trying to go.
There's some good
And
perpetrators too. And from the beginning, they'll say, "Hey, I'm with the K-Styles. I'm with this. I hold the camera for the videos. I do this and that." Then it comes time to play ball, and they are on the bench.
That's crazy.
But mistakes happen. Mistakes happen.
But it can't.
You cannot say that you don't. You feel like you don't need a woman, or a woman won't serve you any justice.
So let's try to see it from his perspective, because clearly I share your perspective.
Yeah.
You having that person, of course you can vouch for it. But if he ain't found that person, he can't vouch for it. So it's like, if you
I found the chick from last year. She was decent. She was a real good woman. But at the end of the day, it's like, shit, I gotta focus on me.
Yeah, but
and only I know what I need 100%.
Yeah, but that could be selfish. And you could be stumbling across good women and you're just passing them up. Like, are you okay with going out on this earth?
Yes.
Completely by yourself? Are you okay with living in your 60s
Yes.
and 70s without?
Yes, sir.
but
you said
Here goes the thing, my brother. I was born by myself. I'm not a twin. I'm not a twin. I was here by myself. I'm going to die by myself.
No,
Even if I get a woman, I still end up dying before her. She might die before me, and I'm back alone again.
Yeah.
You can't be.
But
you can't be afraid of solitude, man.
No, it's not about being afraid of solitude, and no one's afraid of solitude. But there is
Like
when you
live
brother. Through life. No, I ain't afraid of solitude. And
I was saying, make sure you're talking to the mic.
Right.
What I was saying is, the value of sharing your dreams and aspirations with somebody, even though you could be a solo soldier. Do you have good friends in your life? Do you have a family?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't need that type of connection with a woman romantically, because I have friends. Like, I got 4 good, solid friends. 4 or 5 of them.
That's definitely a help.
So that's where I get my fix at. If I need to talk to somebody or something like that, if I need to go out with somebody, I got them, or my mom and them. So it's like, I got them people.
Yeah, so you can split up the emotional and mental component, and then just mess with the girl and physical.
Yeah, but I'm trying to, if I find something decent that's mentally on the same level, and she's not gonna be a leech, or she don't have that succubus energy, we good. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't trying to save nobody right now.
I ain't trying to save nobody. I ain't trying to pay nobody bills and none of that. I'm just like, I got my own problems, and if you're gonna come to me with more problems, you stay over there. I'm not doing that.
I think that's why it's important to get to know who you're dealing with before you get in bed with, right? So even in that case,
sometimes that ruins it.
That could be.
If you get to know him too much, you ain't gonna do it. You gotta just go ahead and take care of it. Because if you get to know it too much, you're gonna just it's just gonna take away from it.
I got a question for you. Have you ever you say you had a house and everything, right?
Yeah.
And you live by yourself.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been in a situation when you was extremely sick and no one was around to help you?
Yep, I helped me.
So like solo soldier.
So in that situation, like when you was sick, like what was the flu? Was it COVID? That's another track. That's another
something
good track.
I had COVID, whatever by myself. I took care of it though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we never really alone. You got God too, man.
Yeah, that's true too.
So you never alone. So
would you have at that time? Would it been nice to have someone to kind of help nurse you to health when you was going through the motions when you can barely move?
It would have been nice, but it was nice to be able to know and dig deep and see that I could take care of it myself.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, and even when you say that, it's not gonna, you was able to recover. You young and everything. when you get older, the recovery may hit different.
Well, guess what? I died, brother. It's my time to go home. It's like I don't feel none of this.
Or you can be saved. Or you can be saved by some love and someone to make you some soup that's to help you get in the bed.
If I ain't got it, I ain't got it.
I mean, cause it's like one thing we will know for certain: if we see that Kwame is going to the altar, that she approved herself.
If you see me going to the altar, it's not based upon love. That's what you know. I'm not going to enter a relationship with a woman based upon love. It's going to be based logically. What can we do for each other?
Oh, that's tough.
It's not based upon love because love fades. But how is this going to work out for us? What type of contract do we have where we both know nobody's going to leave because of the benefits that we both give to each other?
I think they both tie together.
Yeah, but I'm about to say like, yeah, love fades so we can marry off of good circumstances, but circumstances also do change.
Yeah.
So it's like if you out together because y'all both solid, when somebody get a little shaky, then it's like, oh well, I got with you when you
But
got
we
your shit
ent-
together. I'm
yeah.
good now. Like
On a man's end, we gonna most likely stick around and help her while she down. But on her end, she might end up flaking.
That's not all the way true with everybody.
yeah, it's like if you find the one, cause like,
You know what hypergamy is?
No, I don't.
Where women tend to want to climb higher, the next branch higher. So it's like, if you down here, and she could reach up her arm, and she reaching nigga with probably 20, 30,000 more than you, that he could get her, you think she gonna stick around with you?
if she love you, I mean that's what.
If she love you,
yeah,
but
that's
that
what
type of love
is rare.
is rare.
It's rare.
When a woman sees an opportunity where I'm making at Domino's, I'm making only 30,000. That's it. It's a dude that's pull up in a Ferrari. He making 250,000 a year. He could change her whole life. He got a room for her and his room. Plus this, that, and the third. He could change her whole life. You think she gonna stick with me and my old Toyota Corolla?
No, yeah.
No. I mean.
No. I think so.
80% of the time, though.
No. I would say I would lower that and say there's a 50-50. And the only reason why I would say there's a 50-50 is because it varies on how you treating her at your low points of your life, right? So if you not treating her bad and everything, and y'all breaking bread together, y'all going through this together, even if that happened, she's still tethered to you. So it'll be a difficult let go if she can look at you and be like, yo, I can't leave him because these things are sacred and everything. I mean, so like, it's a 50-50.
What he's talking about is like if females in the early stage, because like that type of loyalty has to be proven. And
yeah.
If that loyalty is proven, that's who you marry.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to mine. But like, it's like when you find somebody that can be with you while you down, that's who you take to the top. But if you meet somebody while everything all good, and they call
and turn down the opportunity. Like
so we got tires.
That do happen.
We got tires on the car.
Yeah.
At first they good, but over time they gonna wear out. Eventually, them good tires gonna burst, man.
Nah.
But you say that to say
depending
what?
on how you treat
You know what I'm saying?
You say that to say what?
Eventually, she gonna go ahead and choose her.
I think it matters on how you treat her in that time and everything. If you're down there and you're really not trying, like matter of fact, in real time, I was speaking to a young lady, and she was telling me that she left New York to come to Chicago with somebody she met online and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They get together and everything. He loses his job, and she's like, "All right, cool. You know, we'll figure this out." But the problem is, he never got the motivation to get another job, so he just stayed unemployed. So when she started working and started paying all the bills, he got extremely comfortable. He stopped helping. When they had a child, he wouldn't even pick the kid up and everything. When I asked her, I was like, yo, so, you know, because she told me that they broke up. And I'm thinking like, so, you know, in the beginning, I'm thinking that they broke up because maybe he was cheating or something. And she was like, nah, like, she was like, I didn't want to leave him. I wanted to stay with him. I just needed him to try. He wouldn't even try and everything. So I think that loyalty, I think women loyalty hits a little different than ours in some cases. I think the women that just jump and just leave people, in most cases, they are either extremely inexperienced and immature and got a terrible circle and everything, or you are treating them bad when y'all both in the dirt together and they done stood by your side for as long as they possibly can, but you are not making them feel secure or safe, or just letting them know that it's okay.
We getting ready to wrap up, so I'll let Kwame get the last word and reply to anything that Ken was just saying. And we'll wrap it up after that.
Hey, wait! Before we go, how else can we find your music? How else? What's the name of your new album coming up? And what's your Instagram?
Basically everything is Kuman Cherry. My social media is Kwame.1. October 9th, 2025. Basically, in the next couple weeks, we have Mixed Feelings dropping, 21 tracks on there. And I'm working on K-Styles 3 for January 31st, 2026.
All right.
That's
Thank you. Thank you for showing up.
We've been No ID, Ken the Analyst, Kwame. It's been Common Knowledge Podcast. So I'll see y'all later.
Yeah.